Hey guys, it's Bobi aka Paginator, and today we're going to look at what I've made so far for the spring and summer journal, the challenge I'm doing with Janie, and we'll see if we can get some more creating done. So what's been happening lately is that when I sat down to work on this project, I just didn't want to have the camera on. I wanted to create, I wanted to maybe have a movie on while I was watching or working or whatever, and I just wanted to work without a camera. So I thought I'll do a good chunk of it and then we'll make a video of what's been done so far. So that's what you're going to see. And we're going to start with this gorgeous thing right here. So I found this Better Homes and Gardens book. It's a binder full of information. We had dividers and information pages and stuff about all different kinds of plants, gardening tips, etc. And I thought, okay, this binder is going to be the base for Janie's journal. It is a bit larger than a normal junk journal, so that's kind of fun. And it's 3-hole binder system, so the pages, you can like undo the rings and take them out individually and work on them. I messaged Janie and I didn't tell her what specifically I was doing, but I said, would you be up for a non-traditional kind of journal in terms of how the pages are bound together? And she said, sure, whatever you want to do. So I started putting this together, and I could not bear to do anything to this cover. I just couldn't. I mean, look at this. It's just gorgeous all the way around, and it's beautifully vintage and all this, and I just could not put anything on it. So then I remembered something that Barbara made a while ago. I think it was a couple years ago, as part of a challenge that she had been sent by a friend who sent her some supplies and things, and she made an extra panel cover. So that's what I have done here. Alright, so this I made out of an old book cover. I covered it with some beautiful fabric and then added this here, and our focal point is this print. It comes from a kit from Carolyn's Musings, and it says, "'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home." So it has this darling girl here with these cute florals, and then we have some words from Amazing Grace, which, I mean, who doesn't know Amazing Grace? I think there was even, I seem to remember hearing like a documentary about how Amazing Grace is like known all over the world, and so anyway. So Janie is very much a person of faith, and I thought that she would appreciate this. On the back we just have some more of this fabric, and it is florals, and then we do have some scripture verses. For example, and now these 3 remain: faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love, and so on. So I thought, okay, this is perfect. So how this works is you place this on top, and then we've got this sari silk ribbon, and it just wraps around. We wrap this side around, and then you can tie a bow. And so you do have kind of an artsy cover, but without destroying the vintage book. So let's undo this, and we will take a look at what's inside. So if we open it up, we see right away we've got this beautiful, this is like part of like a, I don't know if you call it a table runner, because I don't know if it's long enough to be classified as that, or just like a fancy, it's not a doily, I don't know, whatever it is. It's gorgeous, and it has floral embroidery on it and everything. So I cut it in half. I put half here, and then the other half is in the back, and I couldn't bear to cut the edges off, so they're just peeking out all over the journal. And you can see the ring binding system. I think I said before it was 3 ring bound. I didn't mean to say 3 ring. It's 5 rings, and we've got a different variety of paper. So we've got some scrapbook cardstock paper. This one you can see has gold foiling on it, and so does this one here. This comes from one of the floral books I found in Utah when I was thrifting there. If you saw my haul that was supposed to be a vlog video, it comes from one of the books there. And then I just glued 2 of the pages together, so this is another piece here. This piece is actually a file folder, so it does open like this. Okay, so I just found this file folder set that matched my color palette and theme at Walmart actually, and so I cut down the file folder. This is a page from the original Better Homes and Gardens book, and I have punched out some hope reinforcements from leftover scraps of the file folder to just protect these. We have some dividers. These green dividers also come from the original book, and we'll see some of Carolyn's Musing prints here. This one, of course, says it as well with my soul. And here we've got 2 pages that are hooked together. This is from How to Be a Wildflower, which is a book that I learned about because of Janie, so it seems kind of fitting that I would add it into a journal that I'm making for her. There's another card there from the kit, some more cardstock, and so on. So I think you've seen the majority of types of pages that we're going to be seeing. I have added a couple of little things. I've got this belly band here. I haven't finished adding all the required pockets and stuff. We can put up to 8 pockets or tucks in the original journal before we send it off to the person. And so what I'm going to do from this point is flip through the rest of the pages, but I'll stop talking, and I want you to just kind of look and see what's here, and then we'll come back and talk more about adding things to the journal.
Under lilac skies we paste and glue rainbows made from scraps that feel brand new. Threads of lace and floral waves collide. In our crafted world we'll always confide. Tuck spots hold the dreams we've spun. Pockets brimming with the morning sun. Journaling cards tell tales untold. Springtime whispers in a heart of gold. Vintage photos cradled by our hands. Ephemera maps to forgotten lands. Pages stitched with loops of laughter song. Every corner proves where hearts belong. Tuck spots hold the dreams we've spun. Pockets brimming with the morning sun. Journaling cards tell tales untold. Springtime whispers in a heart of gold.
Okay, so we got to the end of all the pages, and the only pocket or tuck spot or anything was that belly band that I showed you toward the beginning, so I can definitely add some more of those. I'd also like to show you some of the supplies that I have sitting around that as possibilities to work within this journal, and I have a giant box full of them, so it's a lot. I bet you weren't expecting to see this. This is just the box that I'm keeping stuff in. Don't worry, this is not turning into a Craft-A-Ween project. I wanted to give you a look into the box so you could see the giant amount of stuff that I have. Alright, let's start with this much. I got this fake flower, not sure where, and I thought it's too big and bulky to put the whole thing, so I pulled this stem off and thought that some of the layers of flower petals I might be able to use as decoration somewhere. We have some seed packets. If you saw my thrifting haul, which I think posted yesterday, according to when you'll see this video come out, I got some seed packets, and these are some that I thought would go with this journal. This one's not very pretty, but it does say sunflower on it, and Janie loves sunflowers, so I may use some of those. These are dollar store finds. These are just some memo pads, and I liked the long pieces here, so I may put some of those in. If not, I'll take them to school and use them for making lists and stuff. We have some prints from the kit, still smaller size cards and such that we can use or send to Janie to use. This is part of the packaging from the file folder set, and I thought it might make a flip out substrate. We have a whole pile of magazine pages. Now these could be used to create more pages to put into the journal, or just decorative elements, pockets and things. There's a couple of fussy cut images. I had this owl, some flowers, this chandelier. For some reason, I don't know, I have a lot of orange things in this, so the color stood out to me. Just a couple little things here and there that were from my magazine pages stash. Like, look at this cute lady here. She would make a good tuck spot, actually. Have some jumbo postcards from Daphne's Diary, and just some other pages. These mostly from Daphne's Diary, some from Somerset Studios, just my magazine stash. I have more fabric that matches the cover panel here. I've got some napkins, some with like peachy lace, some other springy colors here. I had a thought about turning some of them into were those yo-yos, the little yo-yos that you sew. I don't know. Now this next item is going to seem kind of weird, and I probably won't use them, but I mean there's a slight chance. So these are little coasters that are diamond painting, and I turned them into altered paper clips. I thought, oh, I could put these in, but they're so like heavy duty. They could go on some of the heavier cardstock pages in there, but I kind of doubt it. So it was a good idea, but probably they'll end up not being used. I have this card deck that is a companion to the How to Be a Wildflower book, so I could pull some of these cards and pop them in there for her to use. Part of the first time we send the journals to each other, we can add some extra bits and supplies and things to play with, so I could even just send her some, or I could turn them into pockets, belly bands, that kind of thing. A few little things just from a Hobby Lobby shopping trip that I did months ago. Some flowers. These little beads are flowers. These might be too pastel for the color scheme I'm going for, but we've got some little floral ephemera and stuff. And then these are black and white flowers, so you could color them and like make them any color that you want to go with your theme. And then the rest of the pile, I don't think I'm going to get out here and go through individually for you. It's like more book pages from those floral books from my thrifting haul, offcuts from the scrapbooking paper pages, and so on. So there's a kind of a variety, but it's mostly just papers for the rest of the box. And so now we need to decide, what do we want to add for our other pockets and such. So I think what I'd like to start with is adding a few more belly bands. Now I told you could have up to 8 pockets or tucks or that kind of thing. And my impulse is to do like things consistently are telling me that I need 3 more belly bands. Like 4 of my pieces will be belly bands. And since I have these dividers with numbers on them, and the first belly band is in section 1, then I'm thinking I need one in section 3, 5, and 7. And yeah, that's just my weird brain. So I grabbed one of these memo sheets. I had to trim a little tiny bit off the top so it would fit correctly, and a piece of scrap cardstock. So I think I'm going to do something with that as well. And what I'd like to have is a narrower piece that goes in the middle of the stripes. I'm trying to decide how narrow I want that to be. What would actually be smart is if I cut this to the width of this, backed this paper so it's sturdy, and then used whatever's left for the middle piece.
Paintbrush trails bloom as seasons bloom fair. Friendships found in lace and papered care. Through each line we scroll or corner we press, it's art that binds us tight with no regrets. Tuck spots pockets brimming with the morning sun. Journaling cards tell tales untold. Springtime whispers in a heart of gold.
So this is going to technically be a double belly band because we're going to have this here, and then we're going to attach some more decorative elements to the center part of this. So we'll go here and here, but after we get it decorated. Oh, put the pin back in the glue. We need to decide what exactly is going to go on here, and we have some options. I wondered if there was some way I could take this seed packet and turn it into a bonus pocket on top of the belly band. So am I cheating here with the 8 pockets into? Absolutely, but my game, my rules, right? I invented this nonsense, so I should be able to do it the way I want. Now I could use this side as the pocket, but that doesn't say sunflowers on it, so that's not fun. By the way, I did do some checking. These seeds were packed for 1998, so when I was a senior in high school. Ain't no way they're still viable. Sorry. I was looking online. I was like, how long can seeds be still used from the packet? And what I found suggested 1 year, maybe 2 if you're lucky. So yeah, almost 30, not gonna happen. So I cut the tab off of here, and then I've got this notch punch, and I'm going to use it to punch a notch. If I can get it to work. Okay. Yes. So I've got a little notch there, and I'm going to ink it. I have walnut stain out, but that's a little bit too dark for me. I kind of want to go with vintage photo. So I'll take a minute to see if I can find that, or maybe I want to use a different color other than like a brown tone. So I will go take a look through my ink stash and see what I have got to choose from and come back to you. Alright, so my original thought had been Wild Honey, but I was looking at the colors on the stripes, and Wild Honey's too dark. Scattered Straw actually would work really well. Then I also thought, okay, the elements I have in mind to add to this are more also yellow, so maybe I should get a pink or a blue tone. So what I ended up grabbing is Worn Lipstick, Distress Oxide, and we're going to ink around. Now we're going to add this just to the gold part because I still want this to be a double belly band. So we're going to see if we can do this without messing up again. Next, I want to get one of those smaller cards from the kit and put it inside the pocket. They're hiding underneath here. Oh, I know I have some smaller ones. Here we go. Look at that. So it will fit in there, but I want her to know that something's in there. So can we add like a little topper or something if we do this? Because we won't have conflicting colors, we'll just have this. And I want to do, let's cut this much. Is it too long? Yes, but we'll trim it after we get it into the pocket because then we can see what it will look like. And I think to attach it, I want a staple. I don't often staple things, but it does work in situations like this. So I did one staple from each side just to make sure all of the fibers got stuck on there well. And now we're going to poke it down in here. And that will help us know how long to cut the strings because we don't want it to be crazy long. Now, when you cut this kind of stuff, you're going to get little strings everywhere. Just know that going into it. I wanted to cut it to where it didn't quite reach the top of the page. Alright, now we've got to clean up all this mess. If you've seen my remote, I've got a Tim Holtz Live going on my TV, and so when I've taken breaks or pauses to gather supplies and stuff, I've unmuted the TV so I can hear what he's saying, and then put it back on mute when I'm ready to film again. Ooh, speaking of lives, did anybody watch Barbara's live, like healing through creativity and stuff? It was yesterday, so as I'm filming this, today is March 15th. I think this video is going to go up on the 16th, so it would have been 2 days ago now. I wasn't working and I got to be at home and actually be part of the live, like comment and that kind of stuff and not watch it later. And she did kind of a craft along thing, and we made tags, and we wrote down like words that are harmful to us, or like things that cause us issues like anxiety, insecurity, all those things. And then we covered them up with like gesso and stamping and stenciling and all that stuff to make beautiful tags, and it was so much fun. I posted what I created on Instagram, so you can check my it's my Page One Creations Instagram. Both of my Instagrams are linked in the space down below if you ever want to see them. Up next, I thought we would look for a sunflower in this and color it and add something, because this is not cute and we need to make it cute. So let's see if we can find one, and we want one that's not too crazy. Do we have a sunflower? Okay, this looks like a sunflower. Okay, I have some of my Ohuhu markers here. These are fantastic. If you're looking for alcohol markers but you don't want to break the bank, look up Ohuhu. They have a variety of different ones, and this has this bullet tip, and then it has a chisel tip on the other end. They also have some brush tip ones, and they have alcohol and water-based markers. I just am a big fan of that brand. Could put it like this, maybe. I'm not sure if I like that though. I do think we're just gonna cut off the green part. I don't think we need to have that there, so we'll see if we can just use the blossom. Now we don't want just this because it's still not enough. This is not cute. Alright, what if we put this fabric? We still need something else here. Decisions, decisions. What would Louisa Heinzel do? Add a butterfly. Those are too tiny. I don't know if I'd want to do something like that. I don't know, is that too much yellow? Do we need to add some of the other colors? Okay, so if we put the yellow butterfly, it would look like this. But I'm kind of wondering if we need to pull in something else color-wise. So let's get a pink one, see what that would look like. Yep, I like that better. Now we have that pink butterfly, or this one, or this one. I like the second one the best. Yes, I have an entire binder full of butterflies. Okay, so let's start with gluing this down. We are going to take our Fabri-Tac. Now I want to place this butterfly so that the lighter pink part is over where it says sunflower, because it's transparent enough that she'll be able to for sure see that's what it says. So because I'm working with fabric as one of my surfaces, I'm just going to keep using the Fabri-Tac for a bit. Glue this down. This is a sticker, so I could sticker it on, but I like the idea of her being able to pick this up to see the sunflower word. And then we'll take our die cut sunflower and add this as well. We could put something else here, but I feel like it would be just too much decoration, so we're just gonna have to leave the ugly barcode. So we've got a pocket with a double belly band. We need to glue our belly band onto the page. So bring our journal over here, and then like I said, Janie can just like undo the rings and pull the pages out individually to work on them if she wants to. That would be super duper easy. So let's just glue the top and bottom. Belly band doesn't quite go to the top and bottom of the page because I trimmed some off of there when I made my little mistake with this, but that's okay. She won't care. Alright, we got belly band, pocket. I love it. Now, I did say that I wanted to make more belly bands and pockets and things, but this video is already going to be long enough as it is, so we're going to call it good for the video for today. I will keep working in this, some off camera, some on, and we will hopefully create something that Janie will really love. So keep watching, and we'll see you another time for more bookish and journaling content. If you made it all the way to the end with me, leave me an emoji, a sunflower maybe, and or a comment, or hit the like button, some way to let me know that I'm doing okay with my content, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading, crafting, or journaling. Adios.